Hello. Happy freaking New Year. With this camo shirt on, I feel like the whole John Cena, you can't see me. I don't know. Every time I wear it, my family makes fun of me. And then it's like, where's mom? I only see a floating head. So, thought I'd pull y'all in on the joke. I sent an email to my email list the other day telling them this because I have a lofty goal. I have a lofty goal of creating some kind of content every single day for 365 days. Yes, I do. Every day of the year, creating or releasing some kind of content. I probably won't create every day, but to release a piece of content every day, that is the goal. And that may sound a little crazy because I feel like your first response is going to be like, oh my gosh, does that mean a YouTube video every day? Oh, heck no. I can't do that. I don't have the capacity to do that. But some kind of content on some platform in some way every single day in 2025. That is the goal. And there's a reason for it, and it has nothing to do with growing on the platforms or trying to appease the algorithms or anything like that. The reason I want to do this is because I have fallen in a trap of only creating content when I have to. When there's a brand deal, when there's something I'm doing in my business where I need content, when it's been a while since I've released a YouTube video, just only doing content when I have to, when things are perfect, and to please the algorithms. Not creating content when I want to, about what I want to, and outside of getting paid for it, right? Outside of, oh, I have a brand deal, I have to create this content. Oh, I want to do this, I have to create this. I've gotten in a really big rut of only creating in those parameters. And not only that, but listen, I don't want to pull the women have it harder card. I really don't. But in this instance, and it's self-imposed, right? I know that, but it's definitely the case. And that is that as a woman, I feel like I have to be completely ready to film any kind of content, right? My hair has to be done, my makeup has to be done, I have to be completely ready. There are times when I have trashed whole videos because I didn't like the way I looked. I just feel like I have to be completely ready and all the things, right? And I am way less maintenance than 99% of people out there. So, but it still takes me a minute to put my makeup on, get my hair done, etc. And on days when I have to wash my hair, that takes even longer. So I've just fallen in this trap of unless everything's perfect, unless I have to create the content, I don't create it. And I love to create content. Sad face. Oh, look, I have a happy face on my shirt. But sad face for that, because I love to create content. So to only create it when I have to makes me feel like shit. Because I want to create content. I love it. I am a content creator. I picked this career and went down this path because I love it. And I truly, truly love creating content. And so it's why am I stuck in that rut? I don't freaking know. So as part of getting out of the rut, I decided I'm creating content every single day this year. I want to be more consistent. I want to put out more content just in general. I want to kind of break past these barriers of, oh, well, I can't film content today because, or I can't do this today because, or I can't release that video because, I want to break past all that crap and just freaking create again. Peter McKinnon just released a video a couple weeks ago. Y'all know I love Pete. And he was basically talking about this maybe from a different angle, but saying that he'll get an idea and then he'll want to execute it, but there's a really long gap between the idea and the execution, and then he loses interest and then it never gets done. And then that causes him to have these huge gaps in his content. And if you look at somebody like Peter McKinnon, who doesn't need to publish regularly on the platform at this point, you can tell that over the last few years, the rate he's been going with his content, it's not been growing his channel. And not that that's the most important thing or what's important to him even, but when you get stuck in this rut of, I only create content in perfect circumstances, this is the kind of shit we get ourselves into. So in doing this, I'm going to be more consistent just by nature. If I'm releasing a piece of content every day for an entire year, I will be more consistent anywhere I want to be more consistent, right? 2, it is going to help pull me out of this rut of, oh, well, I have to do that one for a brand deal, but otherwise I'm not going to do one. Or, oh, the circumstances weren't perfect today, but I still did content. And that doesn't mean I'm creating content every day, because there may be a batch day or whatever. So for instance, I'm going to record this YouTube video, and then I have 2 like short form pieces of content that I want to record today. So that'll be like 3 days worth of content, right? In one day. So it doesn't mean I'll be creating every day, but what I get myself into is like, oh, today I have this, and this going on. And I have ADHD. So when I have an appointment at 1 or 2 or 12 or like whatever, my entire morning becomes like a holding pattern for that. And so I don't end up getting as much done. So just a lot of like pushing myself past what has been comfortable this last year or even this last like couple years. And listen, Linda, I got this comment on my Instagram when I sent that email. This person said, your email today really surprised me. I think the world is trending towards less, better content, not more. And audiences want to learn how to do that, not challenge themselves to have to show up every single day. That's not why we build our own businesses. So that is a challenge I will not be taking. If anything, I'm limiting my platforms and making people excited for me for when they see new things from me. Good luck with your challenge. It was kind of a, underhanded, like, I think that's shitty, don't do that kind of comment, but it's okay. I understand it. And I ended up like replying back to her and then posting that on my Instagram stories because first and foremost, I've not seen anything say that anything's trending towards less content at all. Like all of the industry reports that I've seen are like content. 2, though, this person is clearly identifying with like the business owner hat and creating content as the business owner versus creating content as a content creator, right? And that's okay. I don't think those 2 things have the same rules. And for me, I really want to lean into the content creator side of things, right? So while someone who's running their own business and doesn't really like to do content can probably get away with hitting the goals they're trying to hit without producing as much content, that's not even the goal I'm trying to do. And plus also, I have lived this life. Like where she said, that's not why we built our own businesses. I have lived I don't have to do anything today. I don't have to release that content. I don't have to do that thing. I don't have to do this because my stuff is running on autopilot live. And I've made money doing that. And I have no problem with that. But I truly love creating content. So for me, not creating content makes me not feel good. Like I enjoy creating content. So that's essentially what I said back to her. Like that, I think we're on the like a different path here. But what was funny is when I shared that in my stories, several people responded back like, oh no, like I'm going to try and create more content this year, blah, blah, blah. And I think it's just a difference of 1, if people are like stuck or feel stuck and trying to get out of a rut. And then 2, whether you identify with like the business owner versus the creator. And I have both in my audience. So I can see like where there's like difference of opinions there. And so that's essentially why I'm doing it. But here's the thing. Like I said a second ago, I'm not creating a YouTube video every day. Like that's not what we're doing. The goal here is content every day. And some of that's high lift content, some of that's low lift content, some of that's medium lift content. And what I mean by that is a YouTube video is the highest lift content that I create. So it takes way more time for me to sit down in front of the camera, get all my camera stuff out. I had to get a light out today because it's like super dreary outside to film, to get the mics ready, to like do the things, and then to like get the footage and put it on the computer and then edit the computer. Like it's the highest lift content that I do. Also because it's the longest content, right? Like this YouTube video is going to be way longer than a 1-minute short or a blog post or like whatever, right? So there's going to be high lift content. Yes, absolutely. Because I'm a YouTuber and I've always done that, right? And one of the things for me to commit to is that 2 days a week, the content is a YouTube video. So 2 days a week, it will definitely be a higher lift piece of content. But there's also low lift content, like posting on my Instagram stories. The other night, my husband went and bought a bunch of like sausage. I don't know if this is something that people will relate to outside of like rural South, but whatever. My husband went and bought like a 25-pound bag of like sausage, like raw sausage, okay? And the goal was to like can it so that we have it for later. I love canned sausage. Once I got past the whole canned meat thing, I love it. Because my parents, that like canning things was not a thing. And it wasn't until I started dating my husband that like this kind of thing was a thing. But anyway, that's not the point. Went and got this sausage, was like working on canning it. And the first night that we had the sausage, he was like, I'm going to fry some sausage. I'm like, oh, okay, great. I'll make biscuits and gravy, because like to make gravy, you need grease. It's like a whole thing. And, I set out to make biscuits and gravy, and I haven't made these things in a while, and I didn't have milk. Okay. And I was like, that's a very important ingredient to both things. I make biscuits from scratch. I make gravy from scratch. You need milk. Okay. So my husband had to go to the Dollar General. And then I was like doing the things while he was gone to go try and find milk. And while he was like almost back home, I'm like looking in my pantry for the Crisco, you know, because with biscuits, you need Crisco to like make them rise. I don't know if that's what it's for. I have no idea what the Crisco does in the ingredients, but it's an ingredient, you know, it's like a main ingredient, and I can't find it. No Crisco to be found. And I'm like, oh my God, this is 9 o'clock at night. Okay, because my kids had sports and like whatever else. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to run back to Dollar General to get Crisco. Okay, so I drove my happy ass back to Dollar General. Thankfully, it's only like 5 minutes from our house, and I got Crisco and made our biscuits and our gravy, and everything was delicious. But my point in telling you this story is that I took a photo as I was walking into Dollar General of like the Dollar General sign, and then I put up a story that was like, my husband's already been here to try and get milk. I came to get Crisco. We're trying to make biscuits. That was it. Do you know how long that story took me to put up? 12 seconds at most. And so that is very, very low lift content. And that shit counts for my goal of 365 days of content. So there's low lift, there's high lift, and then there's also like medium lift content. So shorts. Shorts are going to be way less time consuming, way less of a thing to put together than a long form YouTube video, but it's also more to put together than an Instagram story, or even something like a Substack post or a newsletter or something like that, right? So I have options on what this content is going to be for these 365 days. It's not all like, oh, a YouTube video a day or something that's going to take me 10 years to do every single day. There are options to make this easy on myself and just to be present in the world. And I said in my email that Instagram stories is like super low lift, right? Like I literally could take a picture right now of you guys, of me filming this, and like put it up on my stories, and that is a piece of content, right? In my rules of this 365 days. But I also do want to challenge myself to not just be doing stories every day, you know, because I could see myself falling in a gap of I'm hitting my goal, but I'm doing it very minimally, you know? And so I'm going to strive to have days that are only stories, like days when I don't release anything else but stories for the weekends. And in the other days of the week, I'll probably do stories and, you know, there'll be 2 days a week. Actually, let's do the math, okay? So I got a new tattoo. Did I tell you all this? I don't know. And it's very hard to see. This is such an awkward place to get a tattoo. I don't know. Okay, so I have this one, which is an airplane with a heart, like, what you call it? Like a chain of smoke? I don't know. And it's like those fine line tattoos. I got them several years ago. And then my sister texted me one day and was like, hey, do you want to get matching fine line tattoos? Because there's a girl that comes up here now to do them with Dad's handwriting in our last name, like my maiden name. It's still my sister's last name. And I was like, I would love that. And when it came time to get it, I decided to add it on to this one, and then I'm going to add some more, like, I don't know if you can see that. So I've got a heart above the last name Hart because that was my maiden name. There, and I'm going to add a few more hearts and another airplane and like finish this off. I think that'll be good. Because this one has always bugged me because it was crooked. Side tangent. Why did I start talking about my tattoo? Oh, because I said, let's do some math. So if we're looking at having to create content 7 days a week, right? 2 days a week are going to be YouTube videos. 2 days a week, I'm okay with them being just stories because that's the weekends, right? So I've got 3 days a week where I can publish short form content, and that can be on any or all platforms. My kind of plan, I know I told y'all, but I'm like quitting Instagram. I don't care about posting on Instagram, but I'm going to post on there what I want to post when I want to post it. And so the goal is, you know, like probably a couple times a month, I will have like a photo post or things like that. And anytime I do short form content, I'm gonna put it on all 3 platforms: TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts, right? So I've eliminated 4 days there that I need. I've got 3 more days here. And my thought process right now is that 2 of those days will be short form content, and another one of those days will be written content on Substack. So I have a Substack newsletter that I started this year that I really, really loved creating for. And then when the storm hit, when Helene hit, I feel like I really pushed that to the back burner because I had so much catching up to do because I went 9 days without power, and like I was literally running around trying to like do the things, and then also like y'all sent money and I was trying to figure out where that was going to go. Like it was just, it was a lot, right? And so I feel like I pushed Substack to the back burner, but I really want to pull that back to the forefront and use that as one of my pieces of content throughout this challenge. Will there be times when those other 3 days are stories? Sure. Will there be times when I don't publish 2 YouTube videos and I have to make that up with some other type of content? Sure. I don't care. The whole goal here is that I'm going to create more content this year, show up way more on the platforms that I already show up on, but also like adding in some others, and just really working that content creation muscle without everything having to be freaking perfect, because that is the problem right now. So here's to 365 days of content. Here's to being excited about my content again. Here's to creating content that I want to create regardless of the brand deal or the reason behind creating it. I am so freaking pumped. Today I'm going to film a short about my new Ray-Ban Meta glasses. I'm so pumped about these. And I feel like there was another short I was going to create. It's probably written down somewhere. And then I might even write a Substack newsletter and have all of this scheduled out. And see, that's the goal. And there's going to be weeks, because I'm a woman, and again, pulling the woman card, where I don't feel like creating as much content. And that's okay. I've got this. So I have a lot of goals this year. I have a lot of plans. I have a lot of exciting things that I want to do and I want to show you and I'm bringing you along for. And I'm really I feel like 2023, is that the year we just got out of? No, 2024. I feel like 2024 was a rough year for me. Rough may not be the right word, but I just did a lot of random things that were not my favorite things. I let content kind of go to the wayside because I was so busy doing other things. I have had a harder time grasping my calendar and my schedule this year because my oldest son started high school, and the practice schedule and stuff like that is way harder than it ever was before. Plus I have another kid who does sports and just a lot of things like that. But then also I blew up the business and I've been trying to figure that out and trying to figure out the monetization route and all of that. And there's been other random things, and I don't know, 2024 was not my favorite year. I'll say that. It will not go down as the year I loved everything. My friggin' town got wiped away by a hurricane. So, we're gonna put 2024 in the past. 2025 is gonna be a good friggin' year, and I'm so pumped. I'd love to hear about your goals. Do you have a goal for 2025? A small goal, a big goal, whatever. Do you want to join me on my 365 day challenge? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. And Happy New Year. Bye, y'all.